DJ Pat the Juggernaut.
We on Lovely Radio. This is how we go. Every Thursday night, we gon' rock it right with the Geo Squad. Who Miss T.O. I be on a job. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Juggernaut on the radio, so lovely. Roll up, pull the bottle of the bubbly. It's Thursday night. Lovely radio on and the jams is tight. Hey, Miss Toy, bring the dope ass interviews. Get the money up with the streams and reviews. We got beats, we got rhymes, we will never lose. G.O. ride, swerve, cruise. Ride, swerve, cruise. Baby, do what it do. Ride, swerve, cruise.
California grind. Yeah. Everybody love the sunshine. It's your girl, Miss Toy. My boy Speak Low. Ready to drop it like this. Let's go.
Summertime just got started, new bikini body like pow. Everywhere I go, I plan to shut it down. Me and my whole crew love to bring the heat. Watch how we take the beach, it's like the new freak neat. Ooh, quick peek, oh no, kill 'em please. Summertime buzzing with all this here fresh meat. Now watch me rock the party, something like Lottie Dottie. And don't cause trouble and don't bother nobody. Make sure we have a good day in Southern Cali. Wanna take a dip in the pool, we do it my way. Just let your hair down, gone girl, have some fun. Let them boys mess it up, then they can't go get it done. Then later on, we can cruise around the way. My life, sunshine every day. California highways, then what they gonna say? Wishing they was on the West Coast so they can hide away.
Hit the town and we on our way. Gotta enjoy this beautiful day. Summertime good, California grind. Everybody loves the sunshine. Hit the town and we on our way. Gotta go enjoy this beautiful day. Summertime day. California grind. Everybody loves the sunshine.
When you hit the gossip, block to blogging, block party rocking.
The number that showed up was a whopping.
Models like a model watching. Black and Czechoslovakian rap, gecko and possum, they all for riding. I walked and bopping, collar popping, hair nappy, feeling like apartment carpet hydraulics hopping. Grinding to its lip locking, spit swapping later on is getting kind of travel lodging. Yeah, street farmers dollar clocking. Got what you need, weed, crack the Ati cotton. Step on your sneaks, you gotta clock them, not an option. It's just the consequences for being not a pot. Live it up, liquor up, drink lots of toxins. Mix it up, different cup, that's my concoction. Pour out some for the homies not forgotten. A moment of silence, that's why I am pausing.
Hit the town and we on our way. Gotta enjoy this beautiful day. Summertime good, California grind. Everybody loves the sunshine. Hit the town and we on our way. Gotta go enjoy this beautiful day. California grind. Everybody loves the sunshine. Hit the town and we on our way. Gotta go enjoy this beautiful day. Summertime good, California grind. Everybody loves the sunshine. Hit the town and we on our way. Gotta go enjoy this beautiful day. Summertime love, California grind. Everybody loves the sunshine.
Do you want this or that, this or that, this or that, this or that? Do you want this or that, this or that, this or that, this or that? quickly. I'ma shake them off, gotta show them who's boss. 21 days, new set of ways, trying to get paid, I set the stage. Burn my sage, I'm on my way, cleanse the energy and burn my sage. Won't be late, I won't wait, all this energy, I fill my plate. Sometimes you gotta stunt on them, move around and just dunk on them. Acting fake, you gotta front on them. Piece of trash, just dump on them. Get to work and just laugh at them. At the bank, you throw the cash at them. Properties, you throw the stash at them. Service fee, you make an ass out of them. This or that, this or that, this or that, this or that. Time to make a move and start breaking bad habits. Do you want this or that, this or that, this or that, this or that? Better set some rules and shake off them silly rabbits. Do you want this or that, this or that, this or that, this or that? Time to make a move and start breaking bad habits. Do you want this or that, this or that, this or that, this or that? Better set some rules and shake off them silly rabbits. Shake off them silly rabbits. While you at it, shake them bad habits. While I'm at it, I'ma duck the madness. Still the best and I've been the baddest. I'm in these streets like a street sweeper, hunting beasts like the Grim Reaper. Every weekend, have them tweeting, have them meeting and leave them leaking. Black mask while I multitask. Think fast while I'm on the gas. Drinks bass, I'ma do them bad. Writing tags, I'ma have them mad. Price tags, I'm in their head. This or that, like taking meds. Line them up like a marching band. Protesters, show them where I stand. This or that, this or that, this or that, this or that. Time to make a move and start breaking bad habits. Do you want this or that, this or that, this or that, this or that? Better set some rules and shake off them silly rabbits. Do you want this or that, this or that, this or that, this or that? Time to make a move and start breaking bad habits. Do you want this or that, this or that, this or that, this or that? Better set some rules and shake off them silly rabbits. Do you want this or that, this or that, this or that, this or that? Time to make a move and start breaking bad habits. Do you want this or that, this or that, this or that, this or that? Do you want this or that, this or that, this or that, this or that? Better set some rules and shake off them silly rabbits. Do you want this or that, this or that, this or that, this or that? Everywhere I go, I'ma shut them down. I'ma run the town, I'ma move like a pro now. Everywhere I been, I done got some ends, I done set some trends. I'm a model how I wanna. Never set out to be a role model. Thought about it, had to be about it. Put the bottle down, so it's on to the next level. Kept a real stable, writing to these beats, sage and weed bottles on the table. Real smoke, bracelet with the pen. I done set some trends, I done got some ends, but I'm still getting more now. Real foes, I'ma make it hot, I'ma hit the block, keep them shot with my folks. Real marks the spot with the red dot. I'ma get them with the fold now, dumping gold now. Forward with the motion, stood up in so many throwdowns. You gon' get the ghost now, do the most now. Master manipulator, spitting all these clones down the beast when I yell it out. Yo, I'm dope now. Staying on my post and staying flyers while I'm rolling now. Lighter to this here, so I'ma come equipped. Role model to this business and I always keep it lit, yeah. Everywhere I go, I'ma shut them down. I'ma run the town, I'ma move like a pro now. Everywhere I been, I done got some ends, I done set some trends. I'm a model how I want, I'm a model how I want. Everywhere I go, I'ma shut them down. I'ma run the town, I'ma move like a pro now. Everywhere I been, I done got some ends, I done set some trends. I'm a model while I roll out. You can't even write for me, I'm way too brilliant. Can't even avoid the fact that I'm this resilient. Push this all against the wall and bet about $1 billion. How is it a deficit? They making money killing. I done did the work, so I don't do the yapping. Everywhere they play my song, I get this era cracking. Put a little message in my verses while I'm macking. Pull a unworthy aside and get the blapping. Hit them with the bowl now, Hussein Bolt now. Ran circles round all these broads and they boned out in the fog now. Wanna call my dogs now. Locked and loaded, I'm with the shits that make them blog out. Vibe to the roll and they calling all my rallies out. Hash to the bro if they toyin' putting records out. Kill them in the road when they gotta put the message out. Massive control, now they wish they never let me out. Everywhere I go, I'ma shut them down. I'ma run a town, I'ma move like a pro now. Everywhere I been, I done got some ends, I done set some trends. I'm a model how I want, I'm a model how I want. Everywhere I go, I'ma shut them down. I'ma run the town, I'ma move like a pro now. Everywhere I been, I done got some ends, I done set some trends. I'm a model while I roll out. Everywhere I go, I'ma shut them down. I'ma run the town, I'ma move like a pro now.
Welcome back to the Lovely Radio Show for Aces Presents the Network, and I'm your favorite host, Miss Toy, bringing the love back to radio with quality music. Tonight's topic is our focus and our people. You know I'm gonna keep it real lovely and real sharp, so you might want to start taking notes on the Lovely Radio Show, because my guests don't play. The more you learn and the more you know, the more you grow. So Carl Gayton, aka The Mentor, 2 Tribes, One Nation, Fine Tribal Art, and my Inkwood Warrior. You know what I'm saying? 2 Tribes, One Nation, officially founded September 2014. 2 Tribes is a family business that originally started as a hobby collecting artwork from Africa and Mexico. After a while, our friends and family kept asking to bring them masks back from everywhere we visited. It soon became integrated into our way of life, and that's what we're going to talk about and more tonight. And thank you for your artist submissions. We appreciate artist submissions so much, because it allows us to play music that we may have never heard before, and we may not even know that it's even coming. So Can't Explain, you know what I'm saying, is going to come up after the break. And we're going to just keep going. So if you want to submit your music, make sure you send your MP3 and your bio to goe@misstoymusic.com. And much love to Mike City. Shout out Mike City and our Real in the City project. It's doing so great. So I appreciate all the feedback, all the streams. J-Rod with Can't Explain up next after the break. And it's your girl, Miss Toy. So keep it locked right here. It's your girl, the warrior, Miss Toy, on the Lovely Radio Show. Let's go.
Yes, with the way.
Yeah, it's your boy J-Rod, nigga. Y'all can't feel this type of pain, nigga. You gotta blow one, nigga. Yeah, nigga. Feel this pain, nigga.
Hey, Rick Bless.
Real talk.
Is that you?
I can't explain. All this motherfucking pain, nigga. I can't explain. How a nigga maintain, nigga. I can't explain how a nigga got further. Man, I miss my nigga, man. He was like my brother. I'm talking about my nigga motherfucking T-Will. When my nigga died, man, it left me with the chills. Now a nigga like me, I got to spit the real and let these niggas know how a real nigga feel. The world is in it, man. That's how it fucking seems. So many people dying over COVID-19. What about my people, man, trying to make fucking peace? What about my people, man, dying by the police? Turn Crutcher said, hands up, don't shoot. How the hell you feel in danger when you got a group? Yeah, that's fucking real, man. This shit is crazy when you take a man from his babies. Man, you motherfuckers don't even understand, man. You know what I'm saying? The world's set up for failure. I can't explain. All this motherfucking pain, nigga. I can't explain. How a nigga maintain, nigga. I can't even talk about how a nigga maintain. Man, I'm tired of losing my niggas to the chain gang. You acting like racism just fucking starting. What about Sandra Bland and Trayvon Martin? You see the cycle? It's all survival. Just read the Bible. You can't kill God's disciples. We all survival. Let's see who liable. I can't explain why shit stay the same. I can't explain why they can't feel our pain. Man, I don't know why they don't feel our pain, man. I think these motherfuckers just don't believe in God. Yeah, their faith is gone. Their strength is gone. They weak. I can't explain. All this motherfucking pain, nigga. I can't explain. How a nigga maintain, nigga.
Niggas be thinking I'm deep, intelligent, fooled by my college degree. My IQ is average, there's a young lady out there, she way smarter than me. I scroll through her timeline in these wild times and I started to read. She mad at these crackers, she mad at these capitalists, mad at these murder police. She mad at my niggas, she mad at our ignorance, she wear her heart on the sleeve. She mad at the celebrities, low-key I be thinking she talking about me. Now I ain't no dummy to think I'm above criticism, so when I see something that's valid I listen, but shit, it's something about the queen tone that's bothering me. She strike me as somebody blessed enough to grow up in conscious environment with parents that know about the struggle for liberation, and in turn they provide her with a perspective and awareness of the system and a fairness that afflicts them, and the clearest understanding of what we gotta do to get free. And the frustration that fills the words seems to come from the fact that most people don't see. Just cause you woke and I'm not, that shit ain't no reason to talk like you better than me. How you gon' leave when you attacking the very same niggas that really do need the shit that you saying? Instead of conveying you holier, come help us get her to speed. Shit, it's a reason it took like 200 years for our ancestors just to get free. These shackles be locking the mental way more than the physical. I look at freedom like trees, can't grow for us like overnight. Hit the ghetto and slowly start planting your seeds. Fuck is the point of you preaching your message to those that already believe what you believe? Almost a fucking retweet, most people is sheep. You got all the answers, but how you gon' reach? If I can make one more suggestion respectfully, I would say it's more effective to treat people like children, understanding the time and love and patience that's needed to grow. This change is inevitable, but ain't none of us seen this before. Therefore we just gotta learn everything as we go. I struggle with thoughts on the daily, feel like a slave that's somehow to save. And no coins to buy his way up out of slavery, thinking just maybe in my pursuit to make life so much better for me and my babies. I done betrayed the very same people that look at me like I'm some kind of a hero because of the zeros that's next to the commas. But look here, I promise I'm not who you think. Ran into this nigga outside of the store yesterday, he said something that had me like, wait. He was like, Cole, appreciate what you been doing, my nigga, that's real. But damn, why I feel faker than snow on the bluff? Or maybe cause deep down I know I ain't doing enough.
Welcome back to the lovely radio show for Aces Presents the Network, and I'm your host, Miss Toy, bringing love back to radio with quality music and, of course, good intel. Welcome to the show, 2 Tribes, 1 Nation, my warrior. We appreciate your energy tonight. You know, I want you to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about the fine tribal art gallery first off.
All right. Hey, thank you for the opportunity. I'm glad to be here to use your platform. Certainly we go way back to the days of Inglewood, so it's always a good thing to hook up back with the family.
Absolutely.
And being able to use this to put our business out there as well as get the information out there that's needed.
Absolutely.
So peace and blessings to you and everybody that supports you, and peace and blessings to all of the people out there.
Yeah.
This is Brother Carl from 2 Tribes, 1 Nation, Carl from Inglewood. I'm known by many names.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, I'm still your brother.
Yep, that's right.
All right. We started this business, 2 Tribes, 1 Nation, back in 2014. It was more like a hobby, collecting artwork from Africa and Mexico. And as we started collecting these pieces, these beautiful pieces.
Absolutely.
It just sparked something inside of us that was so powerful. Having those pieces in our house, as we would have company, people would come over and they became conversation pieces.
Absolutely, yeah.
And after a while, I'm telling you, Tori, people just they kept asking us for masks and it just took off from there. So, we're truly blessed to have this opportunity, like I said again, to speak on that. And with that being said, did you have any questions?
Oh, well, let's just get, this is not a question type of show. We just chopping it up. And I'm sure, some people that's listening, because we have some great listeners that, really appreciate good intel. They don't watch the news and things like that. So let's keep them abreast of what we got going on. I know it's been a lot of different protests going on. We can, chime in on what you've been working on in the streets to help our community,
Okay. Well, it's, like I said, this business is tied into that. Because it has to do with the culture.
Absolutely.
And ultimately, the culture is the foundation. I mean, we offer art. We offer, different types of tribal masks, but we specialize in African masks and Mexican masks alike. We have gear, and we're not really trying to use the gear to try to make money. It is our intent to have the gear for advertising purposes. So as you can see, we have a new little logo that we designed about a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years, and I just wanted to focus on something just a little bit different. And then, with the children and the family, they have their own business as well. It kind of falls like a little subsidiary branch up under Two Tribes, One Nation. And one, my oldest, she has actually broken out into her own business herself. But we have the oils, and then we have the incense.
Well, let's step into that. How did you, because there's a lot of kids out here, they're, Instagram savvy, they're computer savvy, but they're not business savvy. How did you get your kids involved in starting their own business?
Well, you know what? It's funny because we started doing pop-ups. And, anyone who does anything with pop-ups, when you first start doing pop-ups, it's kind of like you got to learn on the fly. So you go there, you set up shop, and then, people are looking for specific things. You might not have them. You have an idea what you wanted to bring, but then, hey, sometimes the customers, they have ideas of what they're looking for.
Right.
So one of the first pop-ups that we had was in Oxnard at the Juneteenth event. And during the Juneteenth event, I think this was like 4 or 5 years ago, and there was a sister that was like, hey, do you have any oils or incense? Or, and, I had to make that face like,
damn it, I don't have it.
We just don't have it. But I tell you what, we will have it very soon. So take a card and we'll get right back at you. I even had I'm not sure if I grabbed her email or her phone number, but I did make sure that I got back with her and got her the items that she was looking for.
Great.
So we started out with that, and so as we were sitting there, there were people going around for the event, because it's a beautiful event. Anytime that you could participate in a Juneteenth event, it's a beautiful event. It's filled with culture and stuff like that. And so, we're having the oils and we'll have the incense burning and stuff like that. It just creates that spiritual culture, and it's something that when you, certain smells trigger certain reactions in your brain.
And you want to feel that connection with your culture. So that is, immediate connection right there.
Absolutely. And then you got the drums and the dancers and everything. So, the company kind of just fits into that. You know what I mean? Just automatically. And so, them sitting there and watching the customers come, and then that money exchange, they're looking like, wow.
I love it.
Like, hey. And so I said, hey, you can start with oils and have incense too. And the next time we go, you can make you a little money. And they started to see over the years at different pop-ups how that was able to happen, even though.
And they're participating in their own generation as well, because people will buy from, it's like me. I'll walk up to you. I'll walk up to the kids and buy the stuff from the kids too. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you'll get so much support that way when you see a family in their family business and the kids doing their thing. I support all that. So I'm glad that I have you on the show to even talk about that, alone.
Yeah, and that's the thing, a family business, a lot of people don't realize when you start it up from the ground, it's really hard because you have other commitments, and when you have a large family, everybody's pulling you in a different direction, wanting their own time.
Sure.
But at the same time, you're trying to focus on the business. So it's you're always on the phone, you're always in the office. When you get out into the culture and people see you, they're like, wow, this is a beautiful family.
Yeah.
Let's support that. Because you don't really see that a lot. And that's something that we're going to get into a little bit later.
Yeah.
Kind of like how things are playing out to break down the family. But I'll get into that in a little bit. But first out, do you mind if I give a couple of shout-outs?
No, I don't mind at all. This is an open floor for you tonight.
Okay. Yeah, because first of all, I wanted to get a shout-out to my wife, Haiti, and my mom, my pops, Iris, and then my family in Inglewood.
Hey.
Right?
Yeah, everybody
my
shout
family
out.
in Compton, and Los Angeles, Texas, and the Inland Empire. And last but not least, my family in Baton Rouge.
Okay.
You know what I mean? They get down in the dirt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's another thing about family is, learning this whole, trying to reestablish culture sometimes that, was kind of taken away from us. And then, coming up in Inglewood, the culture kind of evolved from consciousness to other things. But I just wanted to get a shout out to them, and rest in peace to my grandmother, Big Mama. My Uncle TJ he just passed away. My Uncle Paul and my cousin Kendra, and my cousin-in-law, brother Allen, and all my loved ones who's transitioned.
Yeah.
I love all of you, and peace be with you. And that being said, I do want to spotlight a few of our family's businesses. Okay, so we got my oldest daughter, Jazzy, and her business is Aura Deluxe. She's on Instagram. My cousin Melanie out there in Texas, she's got this bomb candy. All right, and that's Mama Dot's Sweet Shop. And then my cousin Derek, he's got Derek TP. So all of those are on Instagram, and he sells Italian-made shoes as well.
Amazing. Black-owned business, family businesses.
Hey, we trying to do it.
No, not trying. Let's shout them out so people can know what's going on. I love it.
Hey, we got to support each other,
Absolutely.
We got to support each other.
Yeah.
We got to support each other. So, like I said, we started out as a hobby, and it turned into a business. And, hey, it's about embracing the culture. You got to accept it first.
Yeah.
Because, at first it was really hard to try to sell masks. Man, I don't want that in my house, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Get ghosts up in my house.
People in denial about their ancestors,
The people get all spooky, like, man, what's that all about, bro? Get that away from me,
But it had that white Jesus up in that thing, though. That's the spookiest thing ever.
Oh, man, I'm trying to tell you, ain't no hands dropping out the sky. But, you know what I mean? It's whatever.
Yeah.
But, when you embrace the culture, it has a positive psychological effect. And I'm going to tell you something.
What's that?
It is amplified in the children in this family. You know what I mean? It amplifies because they can directly connect to it. See, I remember back in the days, when we was growing up, they was calling people African booty scratchers, and you didn't want to be associated with that. They'd try to make you feel bad. Not our people, it'd be other people. You know what I mean? They try to make you feel bad about it or whatever. But, we're beyond that because we know the history.
Exactly. And we know who we are. Yeah, we know what they've been trying to hide is us, from the beginning. So it's like, oh, no.
Come on. They're not going to teach us our history because then they know that sleeping giant it will awaken. It has awakening. You know what I mean? And it's going to continue to keep awakening even more. And so when we study the history of these masks, we revisit how many tribes were able to survive and be prosperous, even without money.
True, and leave so many important and valuable, items and, memories behind as well when you look at it. You know what I'm saying? It's like difference between, somebody just saying something and reading the book. You know what I'm saying? You could read the book and you could feel like you're there. You could look at art and feel something from it, just like music.
Right. And so, in studying these tribes, we notice like similarities and daily things that they did and rituals and stuff like that. Just common ways of their life, how they carried out, and these type of masks become discussion pieces. And like I said, we decided to make use of that knowledge, and then connect back with the practices of our grandparents on both sides of the family.
Yeah, on both sides. The Mexican side and the African side, absolutely.
Right, and so like, we offer house packages, mid-range, up to high-end pieces, just depending on the needs of our customers. And then we also have annual raffles. So we'll try to do a raffle where, just like this past raffle that we had right before June hit, we gave away 26 or 27 pieces.
Oh,
and that brother walked away with enough for the entire house. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And so I know that brother Sam Hughes out in the Inland Empire, I know he's just loving it. You know what I mean? Because he got something for every room and some. So I can't wait to hear about the conversations that come from him about his company.
Right? Yeah.
I can't wait. I just love it because even sometimes I have real close friends that they were the first to buy from us, and I'll bring the family. We'll come over there and stuff, and it's just like our house. And every house is becoming mini museums now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we don't have to
as they should be, because we shouldn't have to pay to go into the museum and see our ancestors' stuff anyway. We should have it. Every one of us as Black people should have a collection of our own people's fine art. Period.
It's like it's Mando. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's Mando. And then a lot of times people will try to give you a culture. You're this or you're that, or whatever. But embracing the culture as a whole, it's a real powerful and political move without even really getting into politics.
Yeah, it changes your life. Just the structure of your life. It gives you discipline. You didn't learn that. You didn't know that you had. You learn a little bit about yourself.
Right. And that's the thing. When you model your life around it, it automatically removes the negative insecurities that people come with these Western mindsets that have been superimposed onto us.
Yeah. And feeling the need that if you win too much, that something's gonna happen, but that's not how God works. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't, take away. He knows that positive energy that you put forth is your faith. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And people mix it up. It's positive energy and faith. It's both at the same time, because you're positive about the good things that the unknown.
Right. And it's just that overall energy that you could directly connect to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, that is part of the movement. You know what I mean? That's the beginning part. A lot of people think, hey, I'm going to just leave the house and just go fall in line. We go march down the street, kumbaya.
Man, you can't just do that. No.
You know what I mean? That's one way to do it, but it really starts in the home. You know what I mean? That's not the end-all state. It starts in the home.
Yes, it does.
And so that is the beginning of the movement. And so...
what has been your experience planning and, putting together the protest for what's been going on? Because it's always something we have to fight for. But right now we're fighting for us as Black people to not be killed and brutalized by the police and discriminated against with jobs and homes and things like that. So it's a process to try to gather the right people with the right mindset. How is that going?
You know what? It is a struggle. And I'm going to tell you something. our family in particular, we have touched down the streets in many different ways. We've organized things out here with the Martin Luther King Committee. We did things with the Boys and Girls Club, the Challengers Boys and Girls Club in Los Angeles. We've done things in Port Hueneme and Oxnard. And, we spent countless amount of hours just doing different kind of things. And one thing is this. Matter of fact, this year is my last year serving on the Martin Luther King Committee.
Okay.
And because that's what I've been doing out here for a while. And, we grew the crowd from the 200s to 300s to over like 500 to 600, 700 people. And so as I noticed that, I noticed that more and more people wanted to get involved in stuff like that, and it served its purpose. But what I wanted for us was to move and shift over to the Juneteenth, because that more, it more seated me in these times.
Yeah,
you know
definitely.
What I mean? And we love the committee members and stuff like that, but I wanted to move to the Juneteenth committee, and unfortunately, due to COVID-19 this year, it was canceled. So I was excited. I couldn't wait, and just unfortunately, it didn't happen. And so, and Juneteenth is very important to us.
Absolutely. I mean, man, it's more important now, and it's a lot of people didn't understand what Juneteenth really is and what it means, and just to fight for something and to not have it, available for us during this time because of a pandemic. It's crazy.
Right. And so, and that's the thing. And that's what's moving me into this next thing that kind of really it opened my eyes. And let me just say this first. I don't want to take away from the hard work of all of those people who have worked in the front lines or behind the scenes to bring awareness to racial injustices and racial profiling and police brutality and inconsistent judicial biases when it comes to sentencing, house redlining and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And at the end conclusion, we should all be doing for ourselves through, group economic structure. But I do want to point out a few things.
Please do. Please do.
And I want to make some clear distinctions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think this is very, very important. I don't have any hate or ill feelings.
You're on the Lovely Radio Show, so we do everything with love. Mentor, and your name is, and your mentor. So you got to tell it to us like you're, raw dog. You got to tell it to us
so
real.
This is what I'm going to tell you. This is what I'm going to tell you. Hey, when I said we're going to go from 0 to 100, I really meant that.
No, I know.
You know what I mean? So I really meant that. And like I said, I don't have any hate. I don't have any ill feelings about a person's lifestyle that someone chooses for themselves. I don't care what people do in the privacy of their own homes. That's their business.
Yeah.
But I do want to point out a few things and make some clear distinctions. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
so
absolutely.
I've been paying attention to the recent events in Oxnard and things with, the underground Juneteenth, and there was an NAACP rally out here and a George Floyd candlelight event, and then boom, here comes the Black Lives Matter march, and the list goes on.
Man, it went crazy.
Now, I've been out here for a minute.
Yeah.
I ain't seen none of these people.
That's why we got you on the show tonight. We don't want to be funny, but we just want to be clear that some of us are in a different lane because of this. Because of this.
We got to make sure it is a clear distinction. I've been out here for a very long time.
Facts.
And I don't know everybody, but some of these people just popped up out of nowhere.
Yep, facts.
You know what I mean? And so, to us and to everybody else, Juneteenth is an African Liberation Day.
Period. Point blank. Period.
We can't make it anything else other than what it is.
And we can't change the history. It's facts.
Right. We can't do it. I mean, I'm just saying, Juneteenth is an African Liberation Day.
Know it.
period. We can't make it anything other than what it is. So I hope that everybody else gets that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm going to keep stressing that point.
Yeah, until it's clear
And
all the way.
I have to say another thing, Toy.
Yeah, please do.
So while I do understand our lives matter,
Yeah.
we have to make a clear distinction. Are we talking about the hashtag, or are we talking about the movement that followed the hashtag, or are we talking about the organization?
Right.
Right? Because there's stages to this.
Yeah.
And so, in me, in our family, we were trying to help out with organizing the underground Juneteenth out here
In L.A., in Los Angeles. Mm-hmm.
No, we were trying to do it out here in Oxnard.
Oh, in Oxnard, yeah.
Right. So
Mm-hmm.
we were assisting with that because it's important to us. Right.
Yeah.
And so in doing this, I discovered some things, and I found out, and this has been clear because obviously a lot of people have been talking about this throughout various platforms on the internet after this happened to me. See, a lot of times people, they look at the views on Instagram and they don't see a lot of people, but they don't know how far that reach goes.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So other things started being discussed from other platforms that was directly related to what happened out here. And some of those platforms have been talking about it for a very long time. But what I'm about to talk about is the technique.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell you how they do it.
Try to be slick.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So are we talking about the hashtag, the movement, or the organization? And if you go to the website and you type in Black Lives Matter website about us, it tells you exactly what they're about.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even need to repeat it. All you got to do is just go to Google, type it in, and type in the About Us. And it's pretty clear what the intent is, right? So it started out, unfortunately, because someone passed away and was killed, right?
Yeah.
And then it became a hashtag, and everybody shared it, and because it started gaining traction.
Right.
Other people, unfortunately, passed, and it started gaining more traction.
Popularity.
And then it became a movement that was globally accepted by our people.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, the website changed, and so did the narrative.
Yeah. Misinformed. And,
so did the
and misguided. And, yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I don't want to take away from those who's done the work.
And we appreciate those who done the work, but it's some slick stuff going on, and we have to, address it. And
we gotta address it.
Sometimes when we don't address it, that's when the mess really come in, and this is the serious time. So organization and communication is the most important thing right now with Black people. The most important thing.
Absolutely, absolutely. And like I said, we're not trying to take away from the work from those people that have the doing for ourselves as the way forward. Those that are getting out there who are bringing attention to it, but I don't think that everybody clearly understands. And for those that do, there is a tactic, right? And that's what you're about to hear right here on this show.
It was done,
right? You're not going to hear it anywhere else, because what I'm about to pull out is something that you never heard before.
Mm-hmm.
Right? On this show.
And out loud to these, to the masses for, this conversation to be had. Seriously.
Yeah. And so at the end of the day, what it boils down to is there was not an established Juneteenth. It kind of, like I said, it was canceled due to COVID. And so a sister out here who's been a part of the marches and stuff like that, the movement out here, she hit me up, and she had brought it to my attention how hard it was to organize events in the past.
Yeah.
You know, and she had mentioned that people have pulled out the last minute, and I told her, hey, you know, work with people that's going to work with you.
Yeah.
You know, and so then, I got a message about a meeting. So I go to the meeting, and I brought my oldest daughter with me because, you know, I wanted to introduce her to people out here and start, you know, networking and stuff like that. And this was a little bit of a younger crowd. So I just was like, okay, cool, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
And so, you know, we agreed upon the place and stuff like that. And then after that, a flyer came out, and the flyer had our logo on it, and it was like another business logo on there, and that was that, right?
Okay.
And so then later, it kind of changed. The flyer changed. You know what I mean?
And who changed the flyer? But who changed it?
I didn't change the flyer.
Mm-hmm.
So when the first flyer came out, it was a flyer, and then we had put a red, black, and green logo on it, and it had another business on there as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then the flyer got redid, and then it had our Two Tribes One Nation script on it versus the red, black, and green.
Right.
And so at first I was kind of like, you know, I don't know why we can't roll with that, but whatever, you know. And I think that I'm thinking that they didn't want to mirror it too close to the regular Juneteenth that would normally come out.
Mm-hmm.
So that happened, and so then another flyer comes out, right?
A new flyer.
And then we get some other flyer, and then we get tagged in something, and what we get tagged in is something that I definitely did not agree when I first sat down at the table.
Right.
See, this is a bait and switch tactic. Who can we find?
Known to all mankind.
Right. You know, who can we find that will support this and help us, who other people kind of know, and help put it together? And I'm not saying that the sister came with this intent. She could have been naive in the situation, and in the talking with the sister, she did apologize, but at the end of the day, we didn't all sit down at the table together.
No, and that's right? Where the problem
lies. So you're not going to use this family business to promote any agenda, especially when it's something that is sexual in nature.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with the mission.
I wouldn't care if it was heterosexual or not. I don't even want my business tagged to it. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. Yeah. We had that conversation about tagging. You know, it's important.
Yeah, and so if you make it would be one thing where if you sat down at the table and all of the chips were on the table and everybody could see what it is. And if somebody agrees to that and they go out and work like that anyway, then hey, it is what it is. Because everything was discussed. Yeah. But then when everybody's launching out these flyers, and then you tag me, and then one of the tags, it's that community events. So it makes it seem like we're part of that community, right? Mm-hmm. And so I had to make a clear distinction, and so I sent the message like, hey, just remove us from that.
Period.
We don't. Yeah. Period. We're not. We didn't sit down and agree.
It's no explanation, and it's no, we don't have to explain. It's unapologetically black right now. We can't, we can't go back over that.
Right, and so then it gets back to me that they screenshot that, and then they shared it with their group, and then tried to put it into an that movement.
Yeah.
Like in a negative, in like straight shaming type of manner.
That's bullying.
What I mean?
Like that's bullying.
You know what I'm saying?
Lightweight bullying, because we Inglewood, we warriors, we don't get bullied, but it is still lightweight bullying.
I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, this how you think you're gonna do me? You know what I'm saying? And so hey, look, I'm not the cause I used to be. But
of course. But we grown and what we do, you have passion, so much passion for our people. It just makes sense for you to, kind of get perturbed a little bit and pissed for us for certain reasons. You know what I'm saying? Because we're not trying to push an agenda for anybody. You know what I mean? That's why when I looked up that, a white man, gave Black Lives Matters, and now it's billions of dollars being sent, but it's not coming to the black community. I don't want to put, that in my, regular conversation because it's not ours.
Right. That's not something that I want on my resume because that's not the work. That's not the work for me and my family. We don't hate anybody. Like I said, you can do whatever you want to in your own home. We don't care.
And the fixation is that we just want justice and we want the system to change. We don't want the monuments or the statues knocked down. That don't do nothing for us. We don't care about your $100 million you put in Netflix. We want the systematic, mess to change for all black people. Period.
Right. And that's another thing. So that's what I was saying. Since then, the whole narrative has changed, right?
Yeah.
And it's on Netflix, and they got this little section right there. And I just think it's amazing because there's been other things that's been banned from Netflix, and yet, and now all of a sudden, that they care.
Yeah, it's a category. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's all mixed up, though. It's not just a black category, so Netflix kind of got to go back in and do a better job in fixing what they tried to do.
Right, and so they banned other top leaders in the community and other films from Netflix, and so it just makes me want to ask, do we really matter to them? You know what I mean? Because it seems like, hey, now this is and even though I don't support per se that actual organization, that has brought a lot of attention to the atrocities of our people.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, do we really matter to them? I mean, we can look at some of these CEOs and see who's in their top echelon of CEOs, these companies, and we don't see our people there.
No.
You know what I mean? And
not in positions of power to make a change or do anything,
Right. And that's the thing. And when we look around and millions and millions of dollars have been raised. And then we look at the protests, and we've seen people who have gotten arrested, who have traveled miles upon miles to these places. They're not even from the place where they're getting arrested at.
They're visiting.
And then you got videos of protesters who were caught being paid and told to go damage things by these folks.
Absolutely.
Actors.
The Karens.
Actors and pallets of staged bricks and even people caught trashing cars. And I'm gonna tell you something. I saw a video where police was doing it too.
Yeah,
so
it was the police doing it, just like the shootings.
Yeah, what is really going on? And so at the end of the day, this is something other than what we think. You know what I mean? And our people are starting to really pick up on this.
Yeah.
And then now, because of all of these protests, and I'm not here to judge people if they protest or not. There was some of our people, they just tired. Our people tired of it.
Yeah. Because what is the protest going to do? The protest brought in the energy of people who wanted to show black people in a horrible light like they normally do. And then the positive protests, what everybody is going out there to do is being, wiped out by the negative energy being, perpetuated by the evils, because the evils are already there. So gathering together right now, especially during this time, during this pandemic, it's still a pandemic going on if the numbers are still going up. So to fight right now in a group like that is not going to help us, but mentally and thinking of a way and making better decisions right now in a less of a crowded situation would be better. You know what I'm saying? It's like everybody's out there getting sick, and then we need you guys. We need, the leaders and people who are going to continue to stand up to justice, such as I on this platform, bringing injustice, topics to this platform is important to me. So, we appreciate you coming through just to even spit what's going on, because sometimes people need to understand what's going on in real time, and they don't need to hear about what's happened in the past if you wasn't there, if you read about it, or if you just, saw it on Instagram. It's not the same. So you've been on the front line, and, I got my warriors in the chat that's been, giving us much love and it's real in the field. You know what I'm saying? Like my album, Real in the City. What's up, KY, Saint? My auntie in Atlanta is out there in there, Justin. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate everybody who come through my chat anyway. Y'all, y'all my warriors, But this topic tonight is really important because we're just talking about some real stuff. You know what I'm saying? Welcome.
Right.
If you just joined in, it's the Lovely Radio Show, and we just keeping it real live with the mentor, my boy Carl, my Inglewood warrior. And, I just appreciate chopping it up with you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know what? This is what's so crazy about it is you mentioned history, right?
Mm-hmm.
This kind of thing was going on in the 70s.
Yeah.
So while we were fighting for civil rights, we just wanted the folks to be civil.
Yep.
Like, can you just be civil?
Yeah. Can I just have a store and not get burned down?
Right. In the 70s, we were fighting for civil rights, and at the end of the day, here we are, decades and decades later, and it's still going on.
Mm-hmm. Still don't have it.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing. We don't own any more property. And at the end of the day, we don't have any more businesses. And just when we started to get a little bit of leverage, all of a sudden, out the blue, here come this pandemic, and then here come these organized, $1 million funded pop-up boom out of nowhere in the last 4 or 5 years. This new organization that all of a sudden gains so much traction.
Man, gets millions and millions of donations right off the back. Like people was trying to launder their money through Black Lives Matter or something, like something serious.
It's something suspicious. And then at the end of the day, now all of a sudden they care. And then it's like, we look at the numbers of who runs those companies, and really, honestly, they don't care.
And where those donations is actually going, after they hit that website.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And so it's just trending to them, so they want to roll with the trend. And, we just can't be a trend to them.
We're not.
And so that's why, at the end of the day, we got to educate and separate.
Yeah.
And that means if we educate and separate our mindset first, and then we just start dealing with each other and recycle those dollars.
Yeah, we have to recycle dollars, and we have to know that it matters too, and not to try to get deals and you don't get a deal when you go into the nail shop. You know what I'm saying? We have to treat each other's business with respect and honor it, because when we circulate black dollars, it grows the business. Trust me, it does.
And it takes a while. It takes a while, and a lot of our people.
But what is a while? Some people are sitting in prison and not having nothing going on. You know what I'm saying? Or some people are just sitting in front of their phones. It takes a while, yes, but the same amount of time it takes to mess around and fuck up your life, you can still put some money aside and try to figure some things out about having your own business and multiple streams of income, not just one.
Right. Right. And that is so, you are so correct in that, and that is so important. One thing, like, I was having a conversation with a brother the other day. Shout out to brother Theron out there from Attention to Detail Barbershop. We were having a discussion, and we were talking about businesses and getting together with each other. And, even though I grew up in Inglewood, I know a lot of people.
Of course, yeah.
You know what I mean? And as we get older, there's a lot of business owners And so as we're all, starting to really close the tight network game together, sometimes we have these discussions. And one of the good things that came out of one of the discussions I had the other day is that a lot of times our people, they hold us to a westernized, systematic business structure.
Right.
And we don't have those resources. We don't have those resources, especially if you're getting stuff imported. And through this whole COVID thing, I'm going to tell you, it's been hard for us. It's been hard for us in some of these places, the shipping and shutdown and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And we're holding each other to these standards of, if I buy something, I don't want to have to wait. But you got to understand, this whole country has been set up on a platform that took 400 years to get this way. And it was built on our backs. And so through trial and error, they've been able to perfect their business techniques. And by having the money, they have the way to make those transactions and have the shipping and everything in a timely manner. And that's something that we need to work on. But not all of us have all of those resources. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's we're getting better. So that's something that we always have room for improvement. And I really...
And that's what it's about. Improving and improvement, self-improvement, self-check. A note to self, you know what I'm saying, to figure out first, before I step into a group of people with my own opinion, what am I actually doing this for? It's not just for me, and, to work as a team. Seriously, the focus is on us, and now we have to do something with it. Challenge that energy.
And even so just like how you have this movement which started one way, and then it ended another way. Even on through some of these social medias, we even have to kind of vet who some of these so-called black businesses are.
Yeah.
Because it's some of these folks out here using these apps to make it look like they're black.
Yeah.
And then they're out there selling clothes that we love, and some of them have T-shirts and sweaters and stuff that we like. But it's not even a black business.
The culture vultures, they've set it up to where, they pay, the thirsty black person to go and represent their company because they buy them some numbers, and the numbers, get them the blue check mark or whatever, and they play a game, and it's a gimmick. So then when you find out, you supported this business, later on, it pisses you off.
Right. And so we have to look for the bait and switches, right? So that's why we have these platforms, and we like to have these discussions, so that we can identify, because we know what it is, but now we need to learn the tactics of it. You know what I mean?
Figure it out on the spot. You're going to deal with it. Bring it to a forum, get some counseling about it. It's important that you get it off your chest and put it in the universe that things change. We can't deal with the same bullying through the system when we already have oppression by, a systematic, system that doesn't care about us anyway. You know what I'm saying? So it's like our own people. You gonna play this game?
Right.
It's not about babying you. It's about getting, all of us the proper justice we deserve.
Absolutely, and we have to call it like it is. And there's no need. There's no need to sugarcoat it, because the truth is just what it is. The truth.
Better say
it
that.
has no sides and it has no feelings. You know what I mean? So if somebody has got hurt feelings, man, that's their problem.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I said before, we don't hate anybody, and we don't care what they do in their lifestyle. Everybody got somebody that's part of that community in their family, their cousin.
Absolutely.
So it's not like we're excluding them. It's just that we want to focus on black life. And I'm going to tell you something else. Not only do we want to focus on black life, I'm starting to see this narrative, which is part of this technique that they use. Here's another technique that they use, and these are talking points, right? I've watched it. I've seen it on social media where they throw out this all Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
And I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Like, what? So then,
like it didn't matter before. Like this wordplay everybody's doing is unnecessary. It's unnecessary.
I mean, this is trickology. That's what it is. And so like it's almost like saying that in the original Black Lives Matter hashtag, right? Because that's where this started from.
Yeah.
Our people being killed, right?
Yeah.
The police don't stop and ask you what's your religion, nationality, school of thought, or your sexual lifestyle. None of that matters to them.
No, they've been trained to kill black, and that's what they do.
Right. And so you may have some out there that want to do good, but at the end of the day, we're looking at the numbers, right? So we just got to call it like it is. And the narrative has been changed because I'm going to tell you something, right? You cannot have a lifestyle without being alive.
Period.
You cannot have a lifestyle without first being alive. That's facts.
Yep.
That's facts.
Yep. Period.
And at the end of the day, that's what it boils down to. You cannot have a lifestyle without living. We're trying to live.
Can't we just live?
Can we just live? We're trying to live. And anything else, and when you start breaking it down like that, anything else is another subdivision of our people. And when you look at the website, this ain't nothing but another way to separate our family as a whole.
Yep, and we can't do that.
Just call it like it is. It's another way.
Well, please tap in again and let us know where we can, continue to support you and all of your social media plugs, please, and some more shouts outs.
Okay, yeah. So you can reach me at Instagram at the number 2 tribes, the number 1 nation. Our website right now is 2tribesonenation.us. And we have a Pinterest page where I kind of slapped together a little library. It's Pinterest.com / 2 tribes. And what we're in the planning phases of doing is we're going to use those platforms for now. But ultimately, the push is for us to do for ourselves. So we're redesigning the website and making it to the point where you have to log on. Because we're being censored right now.
Yeah.
In the last couple of weeks, I posted a couple of things, and of course, you and I, we had these discussions when all of this first came up, and you got the receipts. It's not like I made it up.
Nope.
You know what I mean? So you got the receipts. So
Sure
you
do.
already know what it is. We don't have to put out nobody's name or anything like that, but you got the receipts. So you know what it is. But since then, I know that we had a viewing on Pinterest that was 240,000 viewers monthly. And since then, we got curbed. Our algorithm got changed when I put out a couple of those messages and discussions with other people. But it's okay.
Yeah.
And I know that they've been playing with the Facebook page because I got receipts for the last 5 years. And that's going to come into fruition, too, with this mass class action lawsuit against Facebook. We already got them once, so we're going to get them again. And
they play a lot of games.
We're not playing no games.
No, we're not doing it.
When we keeping receipts.
Yeah, you have to.
And like I said, you got your platform. I have mine. Everybody does it a different way. There is no one right way to do it. But at the end of the day, it has to be about knowledge of self and then doing for self. You know what I mean?
Yes.
We can have solidarity with other people and all of that, but we got to push us first, and we got to push our life first. You can't have a lifestyle without having a life, because they're not bumping us up, pulling us over, with those type of questions. They're not even worried.
They thinking about going home to their family, not even thinking that we have a family to go home to. That's not even in their training. Their training is we have to make it home to our wife and children, or our husband and children. And what about the people you're pulling over? Like, we just came from nowhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then a lot of people a lot of our people, you know, they're so pressed on voting and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not a political person, but what I will say is this. What I will say is, if you're the voting type, then you vote on a local level, and you put the pressure on these mayors,
mm-hmm.
because they're the ones that's allowing law enforcement coming from a whole other community. They're allowing judges and city councilmen and firemen and all of these people that don't even live in the neighborhood,
getting top dollar to come here and imprison us, you know, and imprison people.
Getting all the money. They're getting all the money. I'm talking about the workers. They're getting all this tax money,
yep.
and the city's not even getting the tax money back.
No,
that tax money is going out to the suburbs, and then it's becoming a pension, and that tax money is used for their children,
mm-hmm.
their children's education, and so our cities are not getting it.
They suffer, yeah.
So we have to put that kind of pressure on these mayors about who they're picking up, and that would solve part of the problem with us. I remember, you know, I'm not really a champion for law enforcement. I've had my own experiences as a youth, and how Inglewood used to get down, and that's another show for another time.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely come back.
I got receipts on them too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I got receipts on them too.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, we have to push. Or put our thumbs on these mayors, because they're allowing people to come in and then work, and then they're out doing damage on us.
Yeah.
And then all of that money is leaving the city. And then now our schools don't have all the money that we need for our children to get a proper education.
Yeah.
And so we got to pay attention to that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and at the end of the day, we have to look at all of this stuff. But at the end of the day, there were plenty of teachers that we've had since the beginning all the way until now, right? All the way until now. And if you look at all of these leaders, you know, Prince Hall, Mark Delaney, Marcus Garvey, Elijah Muhammad, Malcolm X, Muhammad Ali, and even the minister, and the list goes on and on from the most known to the least known. There's cats that are on the street every day pushing the same message, and we have to keep pushing that same message, and we also have to execute that message and do for ourselves. I know a lot of people talk about, you know, because we grow our own vegetables, and we need to explore that and find these organic seeds and build these seed banks.
It's so therapeutic. It really is, and you'll enjoy it. Your own food. You don't have to wait in line for certain stuff. It just it's natural, you know. It's where we come from.
We have to get back to that. I remember being in Baton Rouge. My dad sent me to Baton Rouge, and when I first got out, this was like in the 80s. When I first got out there, I was getting ate up. You know, them mosquitoes and something else out there. And my grandma, she didn't play that. She was like, boy, you better get out there and help me. You know, and then I'd get out there, and I would be getting toe up.
Yeah.
You know, she had me over there picking the peppers, and you know, at first I wasn't feeling it. You know, and she passed in 2008, and she was over 100.
That's so hard.
You know, and we got a big, beautiful family spread out throughout the states, but my heart is always in Baton Rouge, and I learned, and sometimes when we study history, and like I said, we study these ancient systems and these platforms on how they lived, and it just kind of brought me back to things that I learned from my grandmother, and we need to get back to that.
Okay.
You know, we need to get back to that, and we need to kind of unplug from the normalities of this Western mindset, because it's really not working for us.
It's not. It hasn't been for a very long time.
It's not working for us, and so that is basically a reiteration of why we need to have a knowledge of self, why we need to embrace culture, why we need to do for ourselves. Because like I said earlier, ain't no hand dropping out the sky to save us.
Nope. Gotta think about
Hey,
that.
that's out the window.
Mm-hmm.
That's out the window. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. Those are some of the tactics that are being used. And as we continue to take a look at these things, and we go on and pay attention to these things, we are going to see even more tactics being used.
Mm-hmm. Just gotta pay attention.
We're
Yeah.
not hating anybody. You know what I mean? Those are our people.
The most hated don't have time. The most hated people don't have time to figure out who to hate because there's so many. You know.
Right. Yeah, and that's the thing. So I really appreciate the opportunity. I hope I didn't talk your ear off too much.
No,
today.
you good. You good. We appreciate it. We appreciate the positive energy, the vibes, you know what I'm saying? And on Game Alone, you're my people. I had to have you on. I appreciate the, conversation. And, I'm going to support the gallery, of course. It just matters how we support each other in this time. Even though it's a pandemic going on, we still have to be aware and get the knowledge from where we can. And y'all know y'all can come to the Lovely Radio Show. Shout out to my boy J-Pad, the Juggernaut, my producer, came through the chat. You know what I'm saying? Slid through probably in a session, just jumped out of session. Ain't no telling, jumping back in one. The Warriors stay active. And K-Wise, I appreciate the love for you coming through. I know you busy. And Saint, man, I know you got a show probably coming up on Sunday, and I'll be, chiming in as usual. And much love to everybody who come through. You can always support me at Miss Toy That Real, Instagram, Twitter, and you can go to official Miss Toy. We growing the page because guess what? We're getting ready to drop new videos soon, and I want y'all to be in tune and know what's up first. You know what I'm saying? So you always hear it first here on the Lovely Radio Show. Real in the City. Make sure you're still streaming that. My album, Threesome, produced by J-Pat the Juggernaut, and Real in the City, produced by Mike City. And, my boy Carl, we just go way back, Inglewood days, you know what I'm saying? And we're going to continue to smash for our people, and we're going to continue to give you the good game. And if you want to submit your music, make sure you send in your MP3 to GOE@MissToyMusic.com. You've been listening to the Lovely Radio Show. We're going to play some music, and, I got my boy, my warrior right here with me. And, shout out your people that was listening in, tuning in. I know you gave them the link. I appreciate you guys from all over. You know what I'm saying? Shout out all your people that's listening, Carl.
Absolutely, absolutely. And let me just say this last but not least. Shout out to our extended family out there, Taji Raps. Look them up on Instagram, at Taji Raps. And Kia the Barber at Crown Grooming out of Gardena. I got my boy Joey JG. He's coming out with this barbecue business.
Okay.
I got Icon Detailing, Big Jim from Inglewood. I mean, the list goes on, and I don't want to take up your time, but I'm definitely going to put something together for us. I'm gonna put something together, so I'm gonna be able to list everybody. So I'll slide that to you.
Okay.
And hey, I just want to say out to everybody, hey, we love you. We appreciate the support. Hey, we're still building things. Things are slow. Keep positive. Keep your head on the swivel, though.
Yeah.
Keep your head on the swivel, because these are some trying times. These are some very trying times, and I know it gets hard out there. And for all of those people that are trying to start their business, hey, if you got a dream, hey, just put it on paper. Let that idea manifest into a reality and make it into an action and make it happen.
That's
you
it.
can do it. We believe in you. Be black, right? And like I said, we're not hating on nobody over there, but we need to make some clear distinctions. So you heard it first at the Lovely Radio Show.
Yeah.
And I just want to say peace and love to everybody else.
Yeah, much love, y'all. It's your girl, Miss Toy, on the Lovely Radio Show. Tune in next on the 23rd. I'm going to have my little sister, Ariel Vavasseur, on. We're going to talk about her projects and businesses. I mean, we're going to keep it black over here. Just believe it. Know that. Manifest that you can have whatever you want in this life, and make sure you do it in a positive manner. Lovely Radio. Let's go. It's your girl, Miss Toy.
I'm a Saganalo, and Deminalo, Ethiopia. From Howard to Wallow, from Cape to Cairo. From your El Rastafari, no play. And them in Halo, thank you Ethiopia. We love you. Alright, it's us, guys, the Almighty. From your El Rastafari, no play with the chatty. Remember today, send us stray with the chatty. El Mama Miga, your heart a big lad. Remember today, set the dash with the Sagana law. And them in a law. Sagana law, Sagana law. And them in a law. Ethiopia, me law. Remember this sweet Ethiopian land. Bless up all the great, them no envy, no man. Gnashing of teeth, yo, me dash with the bag of them. Nothing in a Babylon, never last long. From your El Rastafari, you are fist and strong. In your ways and your metaphysical again. Proper meditation, me burn physical. Up on Mount Zion, I trod literally. Sagana law, and them in a law. 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 Rise every morning with my emblems and flock again. Crown and the star and the lion symbol again. Hell say a prayer and me burn down ball again. Now you bingy empress, you can't call no girl. Remember the Sabbath, it is so critical. You enter the gates, them of King Solomon. No time for argue, no follow no money. No me turban, I'm not a Taliban. Sagana law, and them in a law. 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 What else to say but me love Black God? Crown with the Empress, not in a lodge. Smoke curve every day, me chakra no dodge. Policeman can't arrest me with badge. Mine gates, mine palace, and no place and no ranch. Veggies in my garden, the fruits on the branch. Also me get a job, me man you well run. Israel come yo feed Daniel. Sagana law, and them in a law. Sagana law, and them in a law. From your El Rastafari, no play with the chatty. Remember today, send us stray with the chatty. El Mama Miga, your heart a big lad. Remember today, set the dash with the Sagana law.
Yo, you're tuned in to the Lovely Radio Show with your host, Miss Toy, on MissToyMusic.com.